I welcome all of you on Yourpedia education platform. You know, this particular channel on YouTube is a dedicated channel created for all of you who are preparing for different interviews and group discussions kind of areas or domains. Now, the students who are preparing for any interview across the subjects, whether you are from engineering domain or non-engineering domain, you are going for placement interview in the college, to public sector or government interviews, anywhere if you are going, then Yourpedia is the platform where you can prepare for that. Now, this particular video is one part of the series of video we are creating, where we are telling that what should be the best format to basically prepare yourself for mock interview. In the mock interviews, there are two parts. Interviews has two parts for which we provide mock interviews, obviously. So interviews have two parts anywhere. One is HR part, which is related to you, and second is the technical part. So I am not talking here about technical part. Here I am talking about the HR part, which is your personal information related interview, basically questions. Now in the HR, the first question and 90% of the time predictable question is your introduction, and introduction can be asked by the panel in different ways. The moment you enter the room, they can ask you to introduce yourself. In a different way they can say that. They can tell that, okay Rajiv, please introduce yourself. Okay Rajiv, would you like to tell us something about you? Please tell us very briefly about your academic background, about your personal background. So Rajiv, हमें अपने बारे में कुछ बताओ. So something like that. Different formats are there. Listen very carefully that what he has said. Academic background is different from personal background. एंड ब्रीफली अगर बोला है, वेरी प्रिसाइज बोला है, तो 1 मिनट 1-1.5 मिनट में बोलना है. अदरवाइज द लेंथ शुड बी 2 मिनट्स. सो योर इंट्रोडक्शन की लेंथ शुड नॉट बी मोर देन 2 मिनट इन एनी केस. प्रैक्टिस दैट. सेकेंड इज, स्टूडेंट थिंक दैट जो वहां पे याद आएगा वो बोल देंगे. नहीं, अ स्क्रिप्ट इज टू बी रिटन. यू हैव टू राइट ऑन द पेज एंड प्रैक्टिस इट मैनी टाइम्स एज पर टाइम, कि उस टाइम में आप बोल पा रहे हो कि नहीं, और आपने बोलते टाइम your gestures, posture, confidence level is maintained or not. Your eyes, your hands, your head, that entire thing, that particular movement should be synchronized. So if you know what you are going to speak in introduction, then you can focus on other things, and that you will know only if you have written already on the page. So there is a page, and on that you have written what you want to speak, what you want to tell in your introduction, that should be written on a page. A script should be ready. And that script should not contain anything additional, no additional information. I am going to discuss with you what is the typical part of your introduce yourself question. As I told you, 2 minutes से ऊपर नहीं बोलना है, और उसके अंदर ये component होने चाहिए. These should be the components in that. Interesting, it should be interesting, it should be unique, something new they should listen, because they will get interested in you, and they will feel like asking you question only if they find your introduction to be interesting and unique, something new they heard, which they never heard earlier. So out of curiosity, they are going to ask you, what do you mean by this? And we have basically found the next question. हम intro को अपनी direction में pull कर लेंगे. For example, if you say about your hobby, that sir, palm reading is my hobby, and by seeing the circles on the finger, I can tell what kind of personality you are. No, ये उन्होंने पहली बार सुना कि आपके फिंगर्स में जो सर्कल्स होते हैं उसके बेस पे आई कैन टेल व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पर्सनैलिटी यू आर. देन देयर इज वेरी हाई प्रोबेबिलिटी वन ऑफ द मेंबर्स विल से कि ओके, सपोज आई हैव 4 सर्कल, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट? सपोज आई हैव 6 सर्कल, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट? दैट मींस वी हैव प्रेडिक्टेड द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. तो ये कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग चीज आपको वहां पे बतानी है, सो दैट यू कैन प्रेडिक्ट द क्वेश्चन, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. यस, इट शुड बी क्रिएटिव, न्यूनेस शुड बी देयर, व्हिच जनरेट्स क्यूरियोसिटी इन द मेंबर्स. You should not basically flood your introduction with data or something like your marks. Sir, I have got 9 CGPA in 10th class, this much marks in 12th class, in B.Tech I have got this much marks. It's totally boring, totally data oriented, not required, because already they have your CV, they already have your biodata. So these things are not to be told. You are not to tell the name of your parents, name of your sisters, brothers. They are not tell. You are not to tell that. Sir, the name of my father is this, the name of my mother is this. No, that is not to be told. I will tell you what is the format, but what is not to be told, that is also clear. Data नहीं डालना है, इसको interesting बनाना है, सुनने वाला वहाँ से question पूछ सके. आपको अपना इंटरव्यू वो 2 मिनट में ऐसी बात बोलनी है कि आपको पता हो कि जब मैं ये बोलूंगा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज गोइंग टू कम फ्रॉम देयर ओनली, राइट? सो ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट इट नाउ. What should be the format of this question? Introduce yourself, which is the most expected question in interview. First, as I told you, you should write the script of your introduction. If you have not written on a page, then you will not be in position to complete entire introduction within 2 minutes. You have to do lot of practice, and yes, that is what we do on our regular mock interviews. The mentor will keep on making you practice this question कि आप बोलो, and then they will tell you whether flow is maintained, ऑर्गेनाइज वे में आपने बोला है, एडिशनल चीज़ तो नहीं बोल दी, दिस थिंग इज यू शुड रिमूव, यू डू नॉट हैव एनर्जी, flow is maintained or not, it is interesting or not, so they will tell you about that. So what is the typical format? Sir, my name is this, but you know many times they will say, okay Rajiv, can you please introduce yourself. नाम उन्होंने ले लिया, तो इसके दो वर्जन है बोलने के. एक, सर as you know my name is Rajiv and I belong to district Rajpura in Patiala, you can say that. You understand? They already told you, Rajiv, will you please introduce yourself? Yes sir, thanks a lot sir for giving me chance to introduce myself. That can be the first line. Thanks a lot sir, you gave me the chance to introduce myself. As you said sir, my name is Rajiv, तो आप यहाँ से बोल सकते हैं. So अगर आपने नाम नहीं बोलना है because उन्होंने बोल दिया, तो आप बोल सकते हैं thanks a lot sir for giving me this opportunity. Sir, I belong to district Patiala, I belong to Rajpura in district Patiala in Punjab. Something like that you can say, right? So that can be something, and you have to make it interesting, you know. So what is interesting in Patiala in Punjab? Sir, this is a prestigious, it has prestigious educational institute. Patiala is the place, in fact, where there is a government medical college, there is a famous Thapar University, and there is a national law college also. So you can say something related to that, which they can correlate. तो उनको भी कुछ नई चीज मिलेगी ना सुनने के लिए यहाँ पे, so they will also hear it. Sir, my parents live in native place, father is running a very small garment store and my mother is managing entire household activities. तो ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि आपने रटा हुआ है, sir my father is this and my mother is a homemaker, looks like a homemaker, कोई machine. Don't say this. You should speak in such a way कि वो interesting लगे, वो अच्छा लगे सुनने को. And sir, my mother is managing entire activities of the home, something like that. Sir, my father is very hardworking and straightforward person, ready to help anyone, and my mother is a very pious lady, and make sure that all of us compulsorily sit for the आरती ritual of आरती before dinner. तो you have to say something, you know, बोरिंग नहीं बनाना है. फादर और मदर के बारे में भी एक लाइन बोलनी है और ये सारा 2 मिनट के अंदर तुम कर सकते हो. आई हैव वन यंगर ब्रदर हु इज स्टडीइंग इन 12th क्लास सर. तो ये एक फॉर्मेट है. आप कहाँ से बिलोंग करते हो इंडिया में, आपके फादर क्या करते हैं, नो नेम ऑफ फादर मदर का नाम इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, पेरेंट्स अपने ब्रदर सिस्टर्स का नाम इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, कहाँ से बिलोंग करते हो उसके बारे में कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग बताओ. Do not only tell name, make it interesting so that next question you can basically predict the next question from there. So this is how it is to be done. Sir, I have done my schooling from Rajpura itself, and after that I joined B.Tech in mechanical engineering in prestigious Thapar University. Professors in my department are very knowledgeable and inspired each one of us for various career opportunities. तो आपने कॉलेज के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताया. During graduation, I started liking thermal science subjects and decided to pursue career in oil sector by joining the prestigious PSU in this domain. अभी आपको कॉल कहाँ से आया, IOCL से, एनर्जी सेक्टर है. तो आपने लिंक बिठा दिया कि जब मैं कॉलेज में था तो मेरे को उसमें इंटरेस्ट जनरेट हुआ और प्रोफेसर ने भी हमें करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज के बारे में बताया. I could not get very good score in 2020 but managed to get all India rank 150 this year, sir. I look forward to lead a very purposeful life in domain of my interest by joining the सच प्रेस्टिजियस कंपनी. जहां से भी तुम्हें कॉल आया, आई वांट टू ज्वाइन दैट. एंड फिर क्यों वही कंपनी ज्वाइन करना है, उसका आंसर कहां से मिलता है, जो हम प्रोफाइल पढ़ते हैं उस कंपनी का. आई बिलीव दैट माई सिंसियरिटी फॉर वर्क, हार्ड वर्किंग नेचर एंड स्पिरिट टू वर्क इन टीम एंड एवर लर्निंग एटीट्यूड विल हेल्प मी टू बिकम असेट फॉर योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अब ये सारा जो मैंने लिखा है ना, यू अंडरस्टैंड, दैट विल फ्लो विद जेस्चर, पोस्चर, हैंड मूवमेंट्स, कॉन्फिडेंस, ओनली इफ यू हैव डन प्रैक्टिस. आपने लिखा है और प्रैक्टिस किया है. अब इसमें इट हैज टू बी अबाउट यू. वी कैन ओनली टेल यू दैट वेदर व्हाट यू हैव रिटन इज मेकिंग सेंस और नॉट, एंड वी कैन आस्क यू ओके और अपने बारे में बताओ, उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट के बारे में बताओ, क्या लिख सकते हो, वो समथिंग लाइक दैट. अदरवाइज आई टेल यू ऑनेस्टली, majority student answers in a very boring way this very predictable question, introduce yourself. यही एक क्वेश्चन है जो predictable है और यही एक क्वेश्चन है जिसके बाद you should pull the interview entire in your direction, and this is the first impression on the panel, and hence it is very, very important. So make the script, and that script is very, very important for you. I hope you understood this, how to introduce yourself and the relevance of this particular question. Please introduce yourself. So join YourPedia for further assistance and further help to prepare for all these interviews and mocks. Thank you.